Hello, Dan and Chris here from IGN, and we're going to talk about some big superhero news that has broken overnight in the world of Fantastic Four.
Huge news. So they're rebooting the film, and loads of these actors have been rumoured for a long time, but according to two other sites, official offers have been put out to Miles Teller, Kate Mara, and Michael B. Jordan for the respective roles of Reed Richards, Sue Storm, and Johnny Storm.
Yep.
And the studio apparently won Jamie Bell, and they've put out an offer for him to play Ben Grimm, aka The Thing.
And that's a name that we've not heard at all bandied about in terms
We've
of
heard
that
no
character.
one in relation to The Thing. Well, Josh Gad, a couple of weeks ago, was rumoured to be maybe lending vocal talents for The Thing. But Jamie Bell's kind of come out of nowhere. Should we start? I think we'll go through each character, but should we start with Jamie Bell? Because that's kind of the most left field, I think.
What do you think?
I think it tells us that it's probably going to involve some kind of CGI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd imagine.
No amount of time in the gym is going to turn you into an 8-foot rock monster.
No. He's not a big fella anyway.
I don't know. He's done other vocal work before. He was obviously Tintin.
Yeah.
I don't really know what I think about Jamie Bell. I just think they've cast an actor. I can't really think what there is an element to him. Like,
he's a really good actor as well.
He's a really good actor, yeah.
I mean, with the last Fantastic Four movies, they kind of went down a slightly comedic route for that character. I mean, there were moments of
but
kind of
Michael
pathos.
Chiklis is like, it's almost very easy to accommodate him as Ben Grimm. He's got like the gruff, gravelly voice. He's got the kind of stocky build, which lends itself to using prosthetics. Whereas I imagine with Jamie, they're going to go for, talking like I know Jamie Bell, they go for the more melancholic aspects of the character, which they kind of touched upon a little bit in the old Fantastic Four movies with Ben ringing up his fiancée. But I think that's an element they'll tease out more fully.
And it's another Brit playing a superhero.
Another one. I'm saying nothing.
All right, how about Miles Teller then for Reed Richards?
I don't really know much about Miles Teller. I've seen Project X.
Yeah, he's only in Project X a little bit.
Yeah, and the remaining three, they're all actually, I think 3 of the 4 are 27.
Yeah.
I think that's they're going younger.
26 or 27.
So they're going younger. I think Miles Teller, he seems like a very young Reed Richards. But obviously I think they're riffing more off the Ultimate Fantastic Four, which I have issue of. And going for the more kind of maybe boyish genius.
Yeah, very young, because although he's 26 years old, he often plays people that are kind of 18, 19.
Yeah, so he looks young on camera. I think they're going maybe for more boy genius kind of thing. Yeah,
I mean, he kicked off his film career in Rabbit Hole, which is a very good movie. But he's kind of known for the teen comedies. But if you've watched The Spectacular Now, he's brilliant in that. He's definitely got the acting chops. Yeah. And he's in his first kind of semi-blockbuster this summer in Divergent. He plays Peter in Divergent. So
his star is definitely rising.
He's all charisma.
So you've seen him recently in The Awkward Moment.
Yeah, that awkward moment in which he stars alongside Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
And they definitely have great chemistry, the two of them. And Michael B. Jordan, he's been cast in this one pretty much from the start.
He's always been rumoured, hasn't he?
As the Human Torch.
It seemed almost nailed on.
Yeah, and I think obviously that's got something to do with the fact that he first came to prominence. Certainly, the first time I spotted him was Chronicle, which Josh Trank directed, and Josh Trank is directing the Fantastic Four reboot. But also, he's got acting chops as well, because Fruitvale Station, he's received rave notices for that movie, and I think people were disappointed.
I think he almost has the hardest job of all 4, really, because I think Chris Evans was probably the most memorable of the original Fantastic Four. I think he kind of was Johnny Storm. So I think even though he's been long rumoured, he's maybe got the biggest kind of memory to overwrite. And then Sue Storm is Kate Mara, who's obviously very well known through House of Cards recently.
Unless you haven't seen House of Cards yet.
Then you might not know her at all.
I've not seen much that she's been in, actually.
Well, she's also in American Horror Story Season 1. And that's kind of what I know her from.
Yeah.
And based on those kind of... She's quite a cold presence, and that kind of runs across those 2 roles. And I've not seen her in anything else, so I can't speak for her wider body of work. But she plays quite cold characters, quite steely women. In American Horror Story, she plays a bit of a bunny boiler. So I don't know what she'll really bring to Sue Storm, because I haven't seen her in something that I can go, that makes her a great Sue Storm. But
and she's by far the eldest. She's like by 5 years. She's the eldest of the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
So they're going down a very young route for this one.
Yeah, and obviously we should mention that obviously the first time they've kind of changed ethnicity for Johnny Storm, which I think obviously fine, and you're adapting it, and it's cool.
But, it's great.
And it's only actually worth mentioning at all because it interestingly introduces kind of a plot point, because Johnny and Sue are siblings.
Yeah.
So does it introduce a kind of minor plot point where maybe they're adopted, or are they going to acknowledge it even? But I just think it's worth mentioning for that reason alone.
Yeah.
But that's
our Fantastic Four. So have we got any idea on what the plot of this one might be yet?
Well, they're saying it's riffing off the Ultimate Fantastic Four, so I think the origin will be different. I don't think there'll be astronauts. I think it'll be some more kind of Earth-based experiment that goes wrong. If they're younger, I think maybe Reed Richards is, his first experiment. He gets injected with a lot of money. It goes horribly wrong. I suspect we'll see more of the kind of X-Men world seep into this one, as Fox want to build off the success of Days of Future Past.
So we're building up maybe to a crossover movie one day.
I wouldn't write that off as a possibility.
But don't quote us on it either, because if it doesn't happen, it's not our fault.
It's fine, it's the internet, people forget stuff.
Cool, so there you go. There's our Fantastic Four. Thanks for watching, and we'll have more news on this one as and when it breaks.